blaming you this time. I think that's fair. I think that's fair enough. It's a minor fault
I'm
of your
blaming
doing.
you being unable to actually like split your audio properly. To be fair,
It's your audio that's the problem.
yeah, it's your split that's the problem.
It's not my split. It's your split. It's all your fault. Split it properly. But there's no high-pitched buzzing. I have started the stream. We are ready to go. We are so ready. How's it going? How's it going? Sorry about that. We had a slight issue. We are having another issue because we've got big fat red.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's your issue.
That's my issue, yeah. That's my issue. Let's see if we can fix that. How's it going, Jay?
It's going fucking great. How about you?
Yeah, fine, fine. This is fine. This is all fine.
You're having some upload issues there, aren't you?
Yeah, just a little bit. I suppose I'm only sending
Is
800
all
kilobytes.
Of your bandwidth is
Yes, maybe. Right then, okay.
currently being used.
Maybe. We might just have to sack the other one off. Yeah, we're just gonna. I think we're just gonna
I'd
have
like to buy some bandwidth. Let me look on the Amazon Prime Day sale and see if there's any bandwidth.
Right, okay.
Anything
I
else
might have fixed it.
So maybe that.
I might have fixed it. Let's find out. No.
Okay.
Okay. Right then, we're just gonna sack off the other thing. See if that helps. It's your fault. This is all your fault. It's all Jay's fault. Everyone, remind him in chat. There we go. We got like
Quite a lot of this is your fault.
right. They're getting like 6,000 now. Why is it still red? What's your problem? What's your problem, OBS?
It's still chilling.
It's just
Yeah, I do a lot.
we're just framey as hell. Hey guys, how's it going? Thank you very much for the hosts. Thank you very much for hanging out. I apologise. We are having a minor issue, but I think are we fixed? I don't think we are we?
I don't know. I'm refreshing the stream, see if we get anywhere close to like current view.
Hey, Sauce, thank you very much for the resub. Really appreciate it, buddy. Really appreciate it. 3 months in a row of questionable memories. Certainly questionable. He's my best friend, is the Sauce painting. So go and give him a follow. He's an absolute legend. We did Newlyweds game once upon a time, like 2 weeks ago.
Quality.
Yeah. But are you okay, Jay?
Kirioth is here as well. He's a bit of a boss.
Kirioth is here. What a legend. How's it going, bud? Thank you very much for tuning in. I apologise about the... Like, I'm hoping it's going to level out, but I don't know if it will.
Stream lag is like a minute.
Great. Great. Okay.
I've been trying to work it out by holding my hand in different positions.
Nice. Strong. Just measuring the strokes of your beard. Hey, Captain Chaos, thank you much for the resub. 4 months in a row. Hell yeah. 4 months in a row. Bezo Buck strikes again. Thanks, bud. Thanks, bud. Really appreciate it. Okay.
Otherwise, I'm okay. Like, to answer your original question, I think I just lagged as much as your question did. Yes, yeah. I'm okay. Thank you very much for asking.
Good.
How about you, Mr. Mikey?
Except for this little issue that I'm having with my life. Being the stream.
I like it's just a little issue. You know, it's not a big issue at all.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Small issue.
I can't see that alert right now, but thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I presume it was a host. Stop motion Hellstorm.
Are we guessing the alerts?
Yeah, because I've got a screen in front of it, and it for some reason it just crashed.
In that case, everything is a sub from now on.
Thank you for the sub, Bezos Box. Let's go. Do you get that with the settings window on OBS where it just... I use Streamlabs, don't you?
Yeah, I use Streamlabs. I still haven't made the move. I intend to, because you can do a lot more Stream Elements for custom alerts and notifications and so on.
Jay, it's just gone green. It's just gone green. It's no longer red alert, it's green alert. Thank you for bearing with us, really appreciate it.
Changing the bulb.
Yes, exactly. We've changed the bulb. Right then, shall we start the stream? Oh wait, we're already live. Oh, fuck.
I think, yeah, it's a little bit too late for that one.
A little bit late. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the original 40k show, the only one of its kind. Just to be clarified, this is the original 40k show. Anything else is a mere imitation, trying to be as good as this show. But it isn't, so don't forget that.
I think after today's start, we can safely say that nothing is as good as this show, and that's not necessarily like a positive thing.
Jay, look, I booted you off last week. Don't make me do it again.
Booted me off?
I didn't really boot you off,
mate.
I was just like, you
don't
like
me a WhatsApp message saying, "Listen, it's Age of Sigmar day today. Do you really want to be here? Because I know
I don't want to lose subs."
You know, and like you just fancy having a night off. I'm sure you've got lots of painting to do. And you know.
Did you do some painting?
When am I not? I wish. I wish there were occasionally times where I wasn't doing painting. Yeah, we did a load more work on the Dark Angels we're working on right now.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, I've been liking the progress of those. The swords are looking cool that we saw this morning.
They're
secret swords. Oh, right, okay.
Sword.
Secret sauce.
But one of them is secret. That we did one on stream last night, which was
nice.
Can I paint some sort of true metallic, really sort of non-metallic metal style power sword in 25 minutes or less? And the answer is yes, actually, I can.
Oh, we like that.
Nice to know. That's always good to know.
Not bad.
I'm just going to say it only worked because of the kind of sword it is, I think, though. I think that's how I got away with it. But and the one we painted today, which we won't be showing on stream, is secret. That's going to be a YouTube video at some point soon.
Oh, well, there you go. Make sure you go subscribe to Mr. Mohawk to find that YouTube video when it does come on the scene. But do you know when it's coming out? Next week?
About 2 weeks. This week's YouTube video is going to be how to paint a Soul Haunter Space Marine, which is a super cool homebrew chapter that a guy on Instagram, Thunderwolf, came up with.
Nice, like that. Well, if it helps, Jay, I did miss you on the AOS show that we did on Monday.
Did you?
Yeah.
It wasn't stumbling over the names of things. And
no, it wasn't. It wasn't as fun just saying stuff and not having someone saying it's shit every 2 minutes.
Oh, that does sound a bit shit.
I did miss it. But thank you very much for coming back, Jay. After I kicked you off, but I appreciate it.
All right, I thought I'd give you a second chance to prove that we're still friends.
I think we are. We could do a Newlyweds game as well if you want. We can prove that we're best friends.
We could.
Do you want to play Newlyweds sometime?
Sure.
That's a date.
I think we should do.
We could go out for dinner. We should. Yeah, we really should. Just listen. Just don't talk about that. It's coming. It's coming. It's going to be great. What we need to do is we need to get my arse in gear.
You've never said that before, have you?
We need to get my arse in gear, set a date, and then plan it.
Yeah.
No, I think that would be good.
That's a good start, I think, to anything. Speaking of planning, Source, I will speak to you later on today.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that's the problem. I think we've both got great ideas. We're just really bad at enacting them sometimes.
It's not that. I think it's more that I have this fantastic idea. It's like, here's the thing I want to do. And that has to fight among all the other ideas that I have, sometimes at the same time.
Yes.
And occasionally, one of those gets to the top of the queue at the right time, and it happens.
Yes. Yes. Hey, thanks for the host, Uneducated Tactician. That's exactly where I'm at the minute. That's exactly where I'm at, because, right, I'm having a real struggle at the minute, a mental struggle, which is inspired yesterday's video as well. But, like, I'll record a video, right? And then I'll start editing it. And when I start editing it, I'll have some other cool ideas for videos. By the time I've finished editing
process.
By the time I finish editing it, it's either too late or I've forgotten the idea, or I've wrote it down and don't really understand what I meant.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. That's my life at the minute. That's my life.
That is a tough one.
So yeah, it's tough. But we could bitch and moan about the creative process all evening, I'm sure. But this is the 40k show. It's no longer the AOS show. We've kicked it off by AOS. But there is an AOS game coming out tomorrow on the channel, which should be fun, between Toby and his brother, which should be good.
You've had to call in, we'll say, reinforcements to film AOS content.
Not so much that. It's just more variety. That's all. It's a variety of game, including armies and people. So, and fair. Toby's brother is hilarious, to be fair.
Okay. Is he funnier than Toby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of straight laced.
No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. But before we start, let's say hello to everyone who's thankfully joined us through the technical disaster that was 5 minutes ago. So thank you to Captain Chaos, Pro Chaos, Master Arcade, Gumballina, Stephen Bomar, Xeno Drake, That's on Des, hello, Master Arcade, Doom King, obviously the best of Kirioth. How's it going? Oh, he said the best, the original 40k show, except no substitutes. Yes, so someone's stolen the name of the show, even though the show is very generic and can't be copyrighted.
Who might that have been?
Someone from another channel who tries to copy me. He's got a beard just like me. He's trying to grow his hair out just like me. He just doesn't make 40k content, and then he's decided to make 40k content and then call it the 40k show.
That doesn't sound very honest.
No. He does like to deploy though in the deployment zone, I guess. I don't know how else I could link that.
Well, it's okay, because let's be fair. Anything that's on, say, after 8:30 when we've finished,
yeah, it's not worth watching.
Derivative.
Bedtime. Bedtime, isn't it? You know, 9:30. It's a terrible time, I think. I don't know if he's there. Oh, he's there. He's there.
No good stream starts after 9 o'clock.
Well, silly me. I mean, it just so happens on Twitch there's Liam Dempsey Official. How's it going, dude? I appreciate you tuning in. How are you? My mic definitely sounds odd. Does my mic sound odd? The issue we were having is I was trying to...
A little bit.
Oh, that's not good, is it? Oh, does it sound gain? Does it sound like there's loads of gain on it?
Yeah, you don't sound as...
Because I tried to turn it up, so...
crisp as you normally do.
Awkward. It's all rubbish. Okay, let's try this.
Tell you what, while you're trying to work out the problems with your chat, your microphone, the chat can help me out. Has anyone in the chat got a set of Shure Aonic 50 headphones? Because I really want to know if they're really good or not.
There we go. Is that any better? Is that better, guys?
That sounds fantastic.
There we go. So I was trying to turn, because, long story short, I was trying to separate the audio between me and Jay, so he couldn't hear me, so I turned my gain up, and I realised I just hadn't sorted it back down. So, now we're back.
Glad we're back.
Georgie also says nothing good happens after 9 PM. Yeah, you know, we live together. Don't need to do it at night time. Do it all the day. But we shall begin. Jay, we have some cool topics today to talk about.
We do.
2 in particular. So we will tell people what we're going to do today. But if there's anything that you want us to talk about on the 40k show today, the original 40k show, sorry, not that other one, the original 40k show, then let us know.
It's the longest running 40k show.
It is, yeah. We've been well established for over a year now, which is really good. Yeah. Look at us. Hey, look at us.
40k show Est 2019.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Have like a nice little curlicue script and everything. You know, none of this fucking Johnny come lately bollocks.
Brilliant. But the things we're going to talk about today are the LGT, or the London Grand Tournament, have just released a new rules pack. There was lots of chitter chatter about their frankly terrible terrain layout previously.
Yeah.
So it's been redone and re-released with some interesting additions. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about, if there's no other topics, the fact that I've just bought a Sisters of Battle army, and you guys in the chat are going to try and help me build the best list possible and tell me what I need to buy.
I was going to say, out of what you've got, or out of range?
I'd like the bulk of it to be from what I've got, because I've bought quite a lot.
Yeah.
I've not bought a small amount. I'm hoping I've got a good bulk of what I need. But spoilers, I don't have any war suits, but I do want 9. So, and more than Val.
Well, 9 war suits already cost you 2,160 points.
Technically, yes, but closer to
hard to fit that in.
Closer to 1,000, really, but technically, yes.
Close to about 1,000 with the special character, yeah.
Yeah, but I want to talk about like the orders I should use, some things I should look out for.
Have you bought more than Val?
I haven't bought it yet, no, but I will be.
Oh. Well, I don't know, because you could win her in this month's giveaway. On
Oh, look at that. There we go. At which point, Mohawk, to find out how to do that, go and check out the sexiest Mohawk alive, according to the Mohawk himself. I don't know if that still counts, but there you go.
Nothing's really changed. Like, I saw a lot of people rocking a Mohawk over lockdown, but they'd also been rocking lockdown pretty hard. So I think I still win the award.
Fair. That makes sense. So we're going to talk about basically what I've bought, what I need to buy, what I should get rid of, essentially. So that seems like the plan. Does that sound like a good plan, chat?
For sale post in chat.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I only want these like 30 sisters. Anyone want to buy the rest?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you very much to the host. Thank you very much to the host, Jake's 2 pence. Right, okay. Are you ready to begin the show, Jay? Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's have a chat. What are we going to chat about first? Is it going to be the LGT stuff?
We'll talk about the LGT stuff first.
Good.
Yeah.
Jumping off point.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Okay, 1 second. Let me find a good song to start with. I hope everyone's sitting comfortably. I hope you got a drink, because I don't, so we might have to get one in a bit.
Oh, I didn't know. Got like this much water left in my glass.
Do you want to go and get a drink while I'm looking for a song?
Nah, I'm a professional. I'll sit here and stick it out, and the scotch is probably just about the answer.
Alright, I'm going to go and get a drink. Get it? Yeah, that was funny. I think that was good. I've nearly found one. Here we go. Right then. So, gamers, let's talk. Now, the London Grand Tournament, the largest event in the UK, arguably, technically, both, figuratively. I think.
Yeah, it's either this or Coventry, but it's called run by the same people, right?
Yeah. So the group that runs the LGT are running the LGT, the London Grand Tournament, in September. And a couple of weeks ago, they released a rules pack, which essentially, fairly standard. We've been doing a lot about rules packs recently. We did one about the US Open, which has gone down really well, I should say. Really well. But the London Grand Tournament released a pack a couple months ago. And they had some terrain layouts, which were questionable at best for some of the layouts, because I think it had been done digitally rather than physically. I don't think they'd actually tested them. I think they just looked at like where the terrain was going to go and thought that looks all right, and then put it out, which is fair enough. Sometimes you do have to do that. And mostly it was okay. There were a couple of issues where things couldn't quite fit through gaps, such as dreadnoughts not being able to go through between two buildings.
To be fair, I mean, the Telemont, which is what was used as the example in that photo,
he's on a big
have
base.
100 mil base. And there are some places, even as a night player, there's some places that like you shouldn't always be able to get everywhere. I totally understand that.
Yeah, for sure.
Most normal stuff could have fit between that gap down the building. So
yeah, is a night 100 mil across? Is it bigger? Like
it is 120, I think.
No, okay, so you want to fit either one.
Just over. It's literally like a mil over 4 inch.
So essentially, if you
105.
Yeah, I think someone worked out that if on certain maps, if you deployed knights behind the buildings, you couldn't get out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which
that was dumb.
Yeah, which was an issue. But today, the LGT 40K GT Gaming Pack version 2.0 has been released. And interestingly, there's actually more terrain on it. So everyone who bought a TT Combat set to practice LGT will have to get their credit cards out again, because you need a bit more.
Now to be fair to them, they
good and bad.
Did say that.
Yeah.
They did mention there's going to be another couple of bits of terrain. But you will be able to buy these separately. It's something.
At least it's not a complete waste of time. Yeah, it's not a complete waste of money.
The amount, the amount they're adding on is 2 ruins. That's it.
Yeah,
and so I think the main pack is something like 40 quid. I don't think it's much at all.
It's more like 80.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it was 40 quid. They did like you could buy half of it, couldn't you? You could double that for the main
2
thing.
halves.
Yeah. So I'm guessing maybe a tenner for these 2 buildings. But there is something different about these buildings as well, which we'll talk about more in a minute, I'm sure.
So let's have a look at the terrain and the missions. Yeah, so let's have a look. So this is the new pack.
A bit before the missions that I think is slightly controversial. I mentioned this to you earlier on.
Yeah. Shall we talk about that now or after?
Should we do that just before we get to the missions, and then the rest of it is just the missions?
Okay. So you wanted to talk about the dice, right? There's an interesting caveat about dice. Let's have a look.
Right. So in the pack, there is a section that says dice rolling apps is not allowed. That's fine.
Makes sense.
I think it's really got an issue with that. But then there's a bit underneath it, using your opponent's dice. It says, please note that in the interest of fairness, all dice used in a game may be rolled by either player. You are not permitted to refuse your opponent if they ask to use some of the dice you are using and vice versa. If you do not wish to share dice due to COVID-related concerns, please purchase a set of official dice to use at the event. So, my first thought is, I don't want anyone touching my stuff. I don't care pre-COVID, like at all.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna roll my dice, sure. I'd rather you asked first, you know. But that's what they've said here, you know, ask. But post-COVID, no, please don't touch my models, my tape measure, my dice. Ideally, don't touch my objectives. Please try and keep your hands off the terrain if possible, you know, because the whole contact transmission is a thing. And so having somebody in an official capacity here say, if someone says, I want to use your dice, you have to let them. And my assumption is, if you don't, you'll probably be yellow carded. And there's some quite good things about yellow cards further up in the pack, actually. I think that's really, really dumb. I think that's terribly short-sighted by the people that are organising the event. And the caveat they've put in, which is, if you don't want your opponent to do that, please purchase a set of official dice to use at the event. Are these official dice somehow like COVID-free?
Yeah, I think this is probably worded a little bit badly. Also, I will be at the LGT. Will you be there, Jay? Just for the chat who asked.
Yes.
Yeah, so
yes.
we're
for
both
as much of it as possible, frankly.
Yeah, hopefully a little bit more than last time.
Yes.
So
yes, no shitting on doors this time.
Yeah, I think the reason this rule is in, I like just brush past that. The reason this is in is because if people are using like custom dice, like obviously we both use custom dice all the time. If someone considers your dice to be dodgy, cooked, weighted, whatever, I think the intention here is to be like, hey, I should be able to roll your dice because they're rolling sixes all the time, and it's just maybe it's because they're cooked, maybe it's because you're just really lucky. I think they've just worded the last line badly. It says, if you don't wish to share dice due to COVID, please use official dice at the event. I think what this means is that if you don't want to share your dice, you have to use the, let's say, tournament sanctioned dice, but then not share them either. Because if you have to share them either way, that doesn't make sense. Because why would you purchase an extra set of dice if you don't want to share dice?
That's right.
So I think the idea behind this line is to say that, like, if you don't want people touching your dice, use an official set, because then they're definitely not rigged because you've only just bought them. Do you read it that way, or am I reading it daft?
I think that's the only way of reading that.
In the logical sense, I think.
Puts them in a good light. Yeah, I mean, I'd say logical. But to me, it just sounds a little bit like, well, we don't really want to rule it any other way, and so we're just going to rule it this way. Which means that for me, I'm meant to be at an event this weekend, and I've decided to not go to this event because the restrictions on COVID haven't been relaxed any further. And I think the people that are running the event are actually doing so. I'm guessing the word is illegally, but I don't think that's the right word to use.
I mean, it's
so
I guess. I don't think it has to be guessed, though. I think it's an educated assumption.
Yeah. It's just whether the word illegal is the correct word is all I'm saying. They're running it in a way that I don't think is correct, and they're certainly running it in a way that I don't think is safe. And so I'm not going. And so now I'm thinking, well, because I care about my own personal safety, to to just maybe a small degree at least. Do I now go to the LGT and go, you know what? I need 20 dice for my army because I'm playing knights. That's all I need. I just go there and buy some dice so that my opponent can't touch my dice. Do I have to do that? Is it almost an extra cost for someone that just wants to be a little bit more certain that they're not coming into contact? That's a bit weird.
It is a bit
Don't
weird.
Like it.
I think pre-COVID it's fine, but post-COVID, like
pre-COVID, not a fuck given at all.
Look, let's be honest. I've been vaccinated. I'm sure you have, JR. You're about to be.
Yeah.
Everyone hopefully will be vaccinated at the time, but it's still going to be a concern.
The vaccine's only 70% effective anyway.
Yeah, the spread of germs is still a major concern. Everyone's basically just hyper aware of it now. Like everyone spread germs before. It's just like, oh my god, we don't actually do it this time. We don't do it more. You know, I love not having
most
a cold.
Of those germs weren't potentially fatal, but
yes, yeah,
they were still there. You're absolutely correct.
You still don't want them, do you? And I don't think anyone will want them. And I imagine at this point, I don't know, but I imagine masks will still be a thing in September. I imagine.
Potentially.
Yeah, they don't want them to be, but who knows? They change their mind.
No, I know they don't want them to
be. So yeah, it seems a bit dodgy. I think again, if they said like, "Oh, purchase an official pack and then share them anyway," it'd just be like, "Why is this line a thing?" You know?
Yeah.
It's like you either share your dice or you don't play by if that's the way it's going to be, which is stupid.
Yeah, I know. And for me, part of going to a tournament is the prep work that goes into it. You paint your army. They've said in the pack, if you could bring something that's not painted, it's coming off the table, so just paint it. You pack your bags. You make sure you've got codex, your cards, if you're using them. You've got all of the things that you need to play the game, including objectives, tape measure, and of course dice. If you've rocked up and gone, you know what? I've only brought half my dice. I've got to play my entire army, and I've got 10 dice, and that's not enough to make things quick and easy, and I'm going to end up clocking out. Isn't that on you, the player, to go and buy some more dice at the event and go, yeah, I forgot some dice, I'll have to buy some. Guess I'm not having a beer today.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Eat the cost, however it is.
Yeah.
So I don't love this, and I think it
just be worded so much better.
It's just a little bit of a sensitive subject at the moment, which is why I want to bring it up.
Yeah, it's definitely something to be aware of if you are attending the event. And again, it might get updated. I think it could, again, as you said, it could be handled a lot better. But here we are. Yeah. We're the original 40k show. This is what we do. We bring things. We talk about it. I have no bearing on this subject. It's just something we've seen. So we do have just original ideas, you know, and original insights about original concepts. The original 40k show, full stop, copyright.
Nothing's regurgitative, nothing's derivative. This is all just straight from the mouths of Mikey and I. And
yeah, do you remember we talked about the orc range that was coming out?
Yeah.
On the original. I'm sorry, Liam. I'll stop now. I love you. Make sure you check out Liam's show at 9:30 tonight on Twitch and YouTube.com. Okay. Right then, let's have a look at the terrain. The terrain and the missions.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So terrain and missions. The terrain for your games will be on each table for you to arrange in accordance with the map below. All terrain rules will be played as per the rules for terrain in the match play section of the rulebook. A lot of this is just fairly derivative. It's like, don't be a, you know, one of them. Don't be one of them. Don't like that. But we have, what is it, 4 types of terrain? Yeah, 4 types of terrain.
Before you scroll down, there's a thing here I really like. It says, these maps have been designed to allow for the most common army builds and cannot simultaneously cater to very unusual lists while still being balanced for the vast majority of common tournament army archetypes. As such, while common large models like Imperial Knights are able to negotiate their way through most gaps in terrain on these boards, an army of Stompers or Baneblades may struggle. So if you decided to take triple Baneblade for whatever reason, welcome back to 2018. We loved having you here.
It's terrible, stop.
You might not get around the board too much with that.
No.
So I think they've, and having looked at the maps, I think they've tried to get a kind of happy medium of there's enough terrain to play the game.
Yeah.
But it might impact you if all you have is these massive, like, dinner plate sized models to run around with.
If you're using a weird army, it might be an issue. So, which is, I think it's nice for them to caveat that, because if someone is planning on taking like a double stomper list, which fair play. I mean, by then the mechanics might be out. Pray for Stomper, you know. If
ask for less terrain on the bottom 10 tables of the 400 or whatever are going to be there, you'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's nice that they've mentioned it. At least you could kind of like mentally prepare if you're running a weird list. But if you're running like a pretty common list or a fairly, let's say, standard battle forged list, as Games Workshop put it, you'll probably be all right. But let's talk about the terrain. There are 4 terrain pieces. One of them is new. Let's have a look. We have large L shape. Now, what I could do, actually, before we go on to that, let me get TT Combat website up so I can actually show the terrain that we're talking about. Big brain in the chat. Let's get some big brains. Big brain. I just have to work out how to navigate this website. Sci-Fi X? I don't know. What does it all mean?
I think you need something gothic.
Sci-fi gothic. That probably makes more sense. Oh my god, there's like 6 pages of this, Jay. LGT. Oh, you can do collections. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. Found it.
Cool. So, probably painted about half a dozen sets of these, so they're all imprinted on my.
Okay, so we have the large L shape, which is a base size of 20 centimeters, Gwed, and 2 line of sight blocking walls faces that are also 20 centimeters. It has 3 levels, and they are played using the Ruins rule from the rule book. So this is the piece we're talking about. This one in particular. Now, it's essentially a cuboid. It's a cube, sorry. So behind here, there's like. You can't actually see it because there's no top-down view, but there's like a big square for a base, right?
Yeah.
It's
also the same length as the walls on the sides there, so it literally just is a box.
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be used as a ruin, which makes sense, but in the old pack, it wasn't treated as totally a ruin. It was a ruin without obscuring.
I was really, really happy about.
I'm sure you were, and it made the most sense because of the fact that... here we go. I've got another picture. So this is what it looks like on the inside. So we have a big square here. Which is great because you know if you're in or out of the terrain, right?
Yeah.
However,
absolutely.
Beforehand, the only reason this is block line of sight is because it's really tall, which is great. But now because it's obscuring, this square, the base, will also block line of sight for anything that's less than 18 wounds, and will not block line of sight for anything with more than 18 wounds.
Yeah. I don't know how many of you in the chat have played games using this terrain. Most of you probably have, because this is like the sort of standard terrain pack that a lot of shops buy because it's cheap. You get a full table's worth, I think it was 70 quid odd, you know, and you could get a passable tournament pack of terrain out of it. That base is massive.
It's huge. It's 20. It's the same size as the tall of building. Yeah. 20 centimeters. So, hi Elliot. How's it going?
It's very difficult to maneuver around that and get lines of sight because the amount of distance you have to move and the amount of angles it kind of shuts down on you.
Yeah.
So even people that aren't playing knights like me, and obviously I'm not your favorite, and I'm at a disadvantage because of it, and I know I'm biased at that point, 100%. But even if you're not playing armies like mine, there's still a lot of movement you've got to do to get line of sight.
Yeah.
If you're trying to shoot something, it makes quite a large impact on the games. This is not a small change to the rules pack at all.
No, it's huge. It's just a big block, essentially, you know, just existing. And there's 2 of these on every board, you know. But this is the same for all of the other ruins. The other ones make more sense. But it's just this one's interesting.
Will actually have obscuring, because obscuring, whilst that keyword, that terrain keyword, is on every single ruin, it only applies to your ruin if your ruin is 5 inches or more in height. And this is because GW's ruins, I don't have one to hand.
Yeah.
They're 5 inch from the ground to the top of the first floor.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well,
so
the medium one, the new one, is 15 centimeters tall, so that'll be obscuring. But it doesn't have a huge base. Yeah, it doesn't have a huge base. So let's have a look at it. So the medium L shapes, it's 4 centimeters wide. The wall is 4 mil wide and is centered down the middle of the base. The wall is 15 centimeters high and has apertures through it, so it does not naturally block line of sight.
Yeah.
So this is going to be like essentially like a perforated, or something where you can actually see through, but it will have obscuring, so knights can't see through it, but other things can. At nights, but they can't see each other if they're not in it. So this is a new one, which will be really interesting because this hasn't been released. Like the physical product hasn't been released yet.
That's right.
So it's gonna be interesting what this one looks like.
I kind of expected it to be shown today because why would you not? Here's the one time where everyone's going to be looking at this rules pack apart from at the event itself, so it makes sense to show that. The interesting thing about this though is out of all of the terrain that you get in this TT Combat set, the only piece of terrain that has a base that surrounds the entirety of it is these ruins. So you can stand against the terrain looking at your opponent in full view and still get cover.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting.
Yeah, because the rest are essentially 8th edition terrain, where it's like if you're in it, cover save, but you can only physically see them if you can physically see them. There's no windows or anything.
Yeah,
so
that's right. And there's no touching walls for counters in terrain now.
No, exactly.
So you've got to be in a position where you're vulnerable and you'll be out of cover.
Yeah,
because the way everything is built solid, right?
Yeah.
So it's a funny one, different.
So then there's a small L, which is this one. These ones, these are only like 3 inches high, so these don't get obscuring, but they do physically block line of sight. And then there's the industrial vents, which are the big blocks, which actually... Oh, there's actually these. These are the industrial vents, aren't they? Or are they the...
Huge!
Or are they the big things, the big square things? Because I don't...
No, I'm pretty sure it's those, because those are the ones that are in the pack before.
Yeah.
On these maps, they're a very large rectangle shape.
Yeah. So let's have a look.
And those things are massive. Now, bear in mind that is the whole thing that's 30 centimeters long, so a foot long, by, call that 9 inches or so wide. Well, 8 inches wide.
Yeah.
That whole thing
don't think
counts as area terrain.
I don't think these are a foot long.
They are.
Oh, 30 centimeters. My apologies. Yeah. So these are the craters. Obviously, they look like craters. They're like vents. It's just I thought the other big square blocks were then. My apologies. So
no, you're good.
Yeah. So
they're the same width as the buildings, but they're 1.5 times as long.
Yeah. True. So this is the mission 1, round 1, mission 12. Do you know what mission 12 is? Do I have to get my book?
Mission 1, 2. I'll tell you what. I'll grab the new chapter approved.
I've got it. I've got the old one. It's close enough. So this is mission Scorched Earth. So it's obviously 6 objectives, which are listed on screen anyway. It's Dawn of War. Now, what's interesting is there isn't no big L in your deployment zone. If it is, it's got big holes in it. Because it's the new one.
Scorched Earth.
Yeah. So it's...
mission.
Pardon?
The most terrible mission.
You don't like Scorched Earth?
I don't think anyone likes Scorched Earth. I think everyone likes Scorched Earth out.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Have you ever seen anyone take the secondary objective from this mission?
No, so what's the problem?
I suppose. Okay, yeah, I suppose. It is 6 objectives. Hold 1, hold 2, hold more.
Yeah, so standard take and hold. So the terrain is quite well spread out, but the big L's, the big line of sight blockers are in just outside the deployment zone.
That's right.
The small 3-inch ones are in the center. And then the non-line of sight blocking L's are actually on the deployment line, but they only block line of sight if you benefit from obscuring, you know?
Yes.
It's quite an interesting layout because you've got the extra small L's in the middle as well. It feels really low in the middle, except for the big blocks. There's 2 big blocks, and then everything else feels really low in this map. You know?
I'd love to have seen almost a sort of 45-degree angle on look at the table, because I think I'd see a lot more with that camera angle on it.
Yeah.
But effectively, you've got a couple of places where you can get light cover, so +1 to your armor save. If you're touching the big L, if you're touching the small L, and if you're stood on the gargantuan bit of difficult ground,
in the
area
corners.
terrain that you've got over there.
Yeah.
And that's going to absolutely naff up your movement.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't suggest anyone spends a lot of time balancing their army around that.
No.
But there's not a humongous lot of places to hide. If you're tall,
yeah,
or you have fly, there's almost no terrain.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
it
is
just
weird.
Yeah, it just feels like it's really low in the middle, you know. Like I said, because all these four L shapes, 1, 2, 3, 4, are all 3 inches high. They're like this high, you know. So if you've got anything that's like, I don't know, like a whirlwind can probably see over these, you know.
Absolutely. Even a razorback can actually see just over those.
Yeah, thanks for follow.
You don't have to be massive. At all.
And they don't have obscuring because they're not tall enough. So you can just see straight over them.
The big L's. I've seen someone in chat say it's solid, so it blocks line of sight. You know, you're safe. But the thing is, if you're stood in one of the new small bits of ruin, and you walk, if you're in the red deployment zone and you walk right, you'll see straight into it.
Yeah,
it's almost as if it's not there.
Yeah.
So that's what. Yes, it puts you a little bit out of the way, but it actually doesn't really, because it puts you on the way to contesting that objective on the right-hand side in the center of the battlefield. So it still gives you good board position, and you see all the way into your opponent's deployment zone.
Yeah. Someone just said Drakari are going to love this. Drakari having a field day on this. Venoms will be able to hide in these L's because of how tall they are. But like, if you got anything like a Raider,
only if they've got no flags on.
Yeah, if you got flags on, that's it. You've had it. But like Raiders won't be able to hide in them because they're too small.
The Raiders are stuffed.
Yeah, I think if I remember rightly, you can't quite fit a repulsor into one. If I remember, because that was the last time I actually played on it.
The repulsors are tall enough they see over.
No, I don't think. I think they do with like the bits on top. I don't think like the physical tank. Oh, actually no. So that repulsor executioner. My apologies. The one with the turret.
Yeah.
But yeah, a repulsor probably does fit. But it's just quite interesting because again, it just feels low in the middle. You'd think you'd have the big L's in the middle, especially on this deployment, and have the smaller L's in your deployment zone. Well,
that's probably what I'd have done. Is I'd have literally the corners of the buildings are. I'd have swapped the big L's for the little L's.
Yeah.
And then I'd put the smaller L's in the deployment zones.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because you could have the new ones in the middle, like near these right and left objectives in the center. And then the big ones in the center, and then the little ones in the deployment. But this is the LGT, by the way. Interesting, though. Interesting. But that's only mission round 1, so well done. You progressed to round 2. Let's have a look at round 2. Round 2 looks a bit better, in my opinion. Looks more balanced, you know? So this is mission 11.
Yes. To a point, though, again.
I mean, I don't think we're ever going to find a perfect map, you know?
No. Mission 11. I'm looking at the wrong mission.
Retrieval mission.
The other one.
Yeah, it's retrieval mission. This one. So in this one, you've got the big L shape that's protecting your deployment zone in a good way. I think they're in a good position. These big squares. You've got the perforated ruin in the middle of your deployment zone near an objective, which is great because if you're small, you can hide behind it, which is fine. You got the small L towards the center, or to one side, which is nice. And then the little L's in the middle near objective. So I think this board's actually better. It's just the difficult terrain just doesn't do anything. You know?
No, it's so far out of the way.
Yeah, I think that's the same problem on the other one as well.
The maps that we've looked at, they've given you these things like, look, if you really need +1 to your save, you stand here out in the middle of nowhere, but it will just mess you up.
Yeah.
And if you don't need it, then you don't stand on it. It takes no part in the game.
Yeah, exactly. It just seems odd.
It's not ideal.
Yeah.
But the other thing about this map is, let's say I'm player A in the sort of dark teal, and I have, say, a Devastator squad full of las cannons. Well, I can stand in that ruin, and then in my turn, I just walk upstairs.
Yeah.
And there's only a small angle of my opponent's deployment zone that I can't see with every single member of that unit.
Oh, you think if you like stood in this top corner, so as you can see all the way down there?
I just had to click on your map and realize that's the Twitch stream.
You could click. You can shoot across there, because this big L is actually getting away quite well.
The old small ruins, not the new one, the old one. So in the bottom.
Oh, you mean here? Okay,
yeah, from
so you
there,
can see straight out.
You can see quite a lot.
Very good, because this is only 3 inches high. You can see over this one, because that's also 3 inches high.
And nothing.
And then this one has got holes in it, so you might be able to see through it, depending what it is.
No, they don't have holes in it.
This one in the enemy deployment zone.
Sorry, your mouse is like slightly behind on my view. I should stop looking at the bloody screen.
My apologies. Yeah, so you'll be able to see quite a lot from the deployment zone, which isn't very good. But I think this map is better than the previous one, though.
Also, out of all of the LGT stuff that you bought in that first pack, there's 2 things that they could have just added to these tabletops and made a massive bit of difference, which is the hills.
Yeah, which is what I thought these big squares were.
There's nowhere to be seen on these.
Oh, my apologies, Jay. Nikki Coles, thank you very much for the raid.
Hey.
Oh yeah, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Thank you very much for tuning in, Nikki. An absolute legend. Paying Dominion right now. Dominion gang, let's go. How's it going? How's it going? Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. Make sure you go and give Nikki a follow if you were already here. If you weren't already here and you've just joined us, thank you much for tuning in. My name's Mikey. I'm joined by the lovely Jay from Mohawk Miniatures. There's his lovely face with his mohawk. That's what he does. That's his thing. And we're talking about the LGT 40k pack that has been released today. And then we're going to be building the perfect Sisters of Battle army. That's the plan today. So thank you very much for coming along with the raid. And thank you very much to Nikki for dropping it off here. Dropping off the kids, you know. We'll end it there. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Hope it's going well. Okay. Right then. Back to it. We talked about round 2. Yeah, I bet it did.
Yeah, they're not hills because their little blurb says industrial vents.
Yeah,
plays
so
using rules for Kratos and rulebook. So
yeah, so these big rectangles are these. It's confusing because that's not a rectangle. But the other piece of terrain that they're not using is this scaffold thing.
And it's awesome.
This scaffold thing, which is great because it blocks line of sight. You can hide from it.
Yeah. It's 6 inches high at the middle. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So one of the best things about that set of hills is that middle platform there. Sits perfectly and fits 100% perfectly underneath the small buildings that they use. So you can take a small building
and double it,
raise the ground level up. It becomes 5 inches tall. Suddenly becomes obscuring.
Yeah,
doesn't have a base that's enormous.
Yeah,
it's actually a good bit of terrain used that way.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So they've taken away one of the things that physically blocks the most line of sight, second only to the massive L-shaped things, to give you a flat piece of difficult ground.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're in full YouTube recording mode at the minute, Computer. So talking about this so we can make it a video. So, but I'm reading the chat though, so don't worry. I'm always reading the chat. We're working on gut rippers for Cruel Boys today. Nice. I really like those. I've ordered another box because I want 20. So they're really good, really cool.
I just want the orc riding the dog. That's it.
Yeah.
I'll paint him. Someone else can have him. That's it. I don't care.
Nice. Well, I've ordered a spare set, and I'm probably gonna have a spare Nash Tooth Rider. So sort you out if you want.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, content exactly. So let's go for round 3. We are talking about mission 33. Mission 33, which is priority targets. This is the one where it's taken hold. You get to move some objectives around. You get to choose one. You move one. I move one. And and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So this is the map for it. So you've got 2 big fat L corners in the middle. Good place for them, in my opinion. You've got the big, humongous craters on the deployment line, which is, again, a good place for them, I think, because it's interactive in that position.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of chance that you'd move your opponents. Like, if I'm player B, I want to take objective A in the bottom left and stick that on top of that terrain. So it's out in the open, not behind that terrain. So it actually has an impact on the game. They're going to be stood there where they have less movement.
And they're wide open.
Makes a difference.
Yeah, exactly. So what's interesting is how big this gap between the L in the deployment zone, the new L, and the area terrain. How close is that? Because
it looks to be about 2 inches.
You'd hope so, maybe, but without knowing, without physically having it to lay it out, I'd be very interested to see how close that is. They'll be almost touching, maybe. That's not a huge gap, you know what I mean? That's 15 inches between those. I'm not going to do the maths on this. Hey, Tara, thank you very much for gifting the sub to Nikki. 9 months in a row, Nikki. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you very much, Tara. I really appreciate it.
See that very light-coloured grid that the map is on?
Yeah.
Each one of those lines is an inch.
Yeah. But are these to scale, these buildings?
Those little squares. I shoot.
Tara is Cub Furioso as well. Thank you very much. 13 months in a row. Thank you very much for the subs, guys. Really appreciate it. If you've got a Prime sub, exclamation point Prime to find out if you have. And you can use it today. It is Prime Day after all. So use your Prime. But yeah, so I know
pretty much.
The buildings are to scale on the thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's good. Thank you very much, Teague Light Lee. Sorry, my apologies. Thank you very much to Tara for gifting to Teague Light Lee once again. That's 3 gifted subs. Hell yeah. Top gifter. Excellent.
Boss.
Absolute queen of the chat today. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. So that gap is 2 inches wide. Excellent.
It's actually an inch wide from the base on the like the new L to the bit of area terrain. There's an inch, give or take, half inch or so between those two.
So you can't even get a Space Marine down this gap without touching one of them. Interesting.
But if you touch a little, that makes no difference. Touch the big thing, that does make a
So you can't exist. You can't move. You'd have to go in, then move out, right? I guess. I don't know. You'd have to,
I mean, depends on what your objective is to get to and so on.
You can't move out of that ruin on the side without losing 2 inches to difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Because you have to end in there because you're big enough. Because you're too big, sorry. Which is interesting. I'm surprised they're so close,
But at least it has an impact. What's really weird is actually the one in player B's deployment zone is slightly close.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the follow. So again, I think this is except for that strange gap, I think this is a lot better deployment layout of terrain. Sorry.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
There's that nice thing across the middle of the table. You're in deployment zones where your vision across a table is blocked very heavily by those two, by the by the small obscuring L in the other deployment zone, and the small one that you've got there just fills a nice gap. So unless you're running an army like mine where everything's huge, minimum about 5 inches tall, you're going to be okay to hide a fair amount of stuff here. This is the best map that I've seen so far.
Yeah, it's good.
And the fact you can move the objectives to get them into places where the rest of the terrain becomes interactive with that. For me, this is absolutely my number one so far.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Maxwell, for the sub. 2 months in a row.
Hey.
Absolute legend. Thank you, buddy. Sorry we missed that. Really appreciate it, bud. Okay, mission 13, round 4. Mission 13 is... Let's go. Who's going to make it? Vital Intelligence. Look at this absolute mess of my my book where I've just wrote on all the objective measurements. It's the best way to do it. Do this, gamers.
Yeah, exactly. Don't measure this like weird down the line. Just no.
Right then, let's have a look at this one. So we've got it's got 4 big objectives across the middle. We have the area terrain in the corners, which will interact, kinda.
Yeah. You can stand on it to get cover while you're holding it. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. But the big L's are in the middle, which is great.
Haphazardly place the terrain again as well. Got a little building at the top and the bottom. This is the table after someone's had a game where it's just been knocked a little.
Because it's straight and everything else is bit like slanted. Brilliant. So it's interesting, this one. Again, you got the big L's in the middle, the perforated L's in the middle of your deployment, which might be good. Especially because these are going to be blocking most of the board anyway, because again, they are so big. And then you've got the small L's to hide in your deployment zone, and then these ones just kind of a bit drunk.
Yes, ever so slightly. But it's another relatively solid setup. There is somewhere to hide, you know, as long as you can take advantage of the obscuring keyword. There are some physically obscuring bits of terrain, and because of the placement of the two large L's, depending on where you're coming at it, if you're coming in from player B's deployment zone along the bottom and out through the gap between the two small L's, that isn't going to make a humongous difference when it comes to lines of sight. So that bit being obscuring, that's fine. And if you go the other way around it, sure, it does, but then you're countering the obscuration on the lefternmost, the more upper.
Yeah, exactly. So it's way more open, but obviously, it's going to be. You know, you've both got it. You know. Yeah. Which is good. Yes, that is exactly what happens. By the way, Dan. It's called it's just content, bro. Everything's content. He says, so I sell you an army and it gives you content. I want 90% of the profits. You can have all the profits. Why not?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll use that to buy the
ad revenues.
Yeah, and I'll use that to buy the army from you.
Yeah.
So this one's interesting. I think it's decent.
Yeah, that's my number 2.
Yeah. Okay, we've got 3 more to go. So mission 32.
Yeah. No, last one actually. So it's a 7-round event, but the last 2 rounds, so round 6 and round 7, are a 4-player knockout tournament, taking the highest scoring 4 players into that. So most of us are only going to play 5 games out of a 7-round event.
Yeah. Don't forget to lick, compliment, and subside. Excellent, that's on that. Excellent. Don't forget, gamers, like the stream. Lick the stream. Lick it right now. So this is mission Sweep and Clear, which is corner deployment. Yeah. We have the big area terrain in the center of the board, inside and outside of deployment, like that. The big L's near the center, like that. The new L's covering your right or left side, or your right side, from the opponent's deployment zone from their area terrain, like that. And then some little L's all around. This is actually a good table. It's a good table, I think.
It is. The great big pieces of area terrain are actually in a clever position here, because despite the fact it doesn't look like they have much impact, it actually really will. If you are on either of the non-center objective markers, basically, as long as it's not the center when you're talking about, it's any of the others, you will be able to deny your opponent a pretty decent deep strike range, which will put them onto that. Now, admittedly, a lot of stuff that Deep Strikes has the fly keyword, things like Sandguard, we're looking at you. And therefore, it will ignore the difficult terrain part of that. But not everything does. So there'll be a lot of stuff that Deep Strikes in. It's like, well, you've got to make an 11-inch charge now. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, because you're going to be landing on this, for example, on this big block. But I think the deployment layout for this one's really good, because again, you've got lots of nice places you can hide or be just in cover. Yeah. And again, the area terrain's interactive because of where it is, because you're so close to 2 objectives and it's in your deployment zone. But also where you are, you can be quite easily countered because there's 2 big L shapes, the new L's, which if they've got holes in or can be stood on top of, you can siege straight into there. Whilst they're still getting cover, you can still see them. So there's not many places to hide while being sat there. And as you say, if you drop into one of these L's, you can hide really well from the rest of the game, essentially, these 4 L's. And then just deny hold an objective and deny deep strike locations. And then if you do deep strike, you're going to be landing probably in area terrain, which will make you -2 to charge. That's your death guard. Finally.
Yeah. And they're okay.
Yeah.
For them, it's fine. With the taller, smaller L shapes,
the middle ones,
to really confuse things. The middle ones,
yeah, they're actually in the middle of the board.
There is a single level 10 centimeters high, so there'll be 10 centimeters is what, 4 inches essentially. So 4 inches high in there. There's a little place you can stand above ground.
Yeah.
So you'll have lines of sight if you stood on that over every piece of terrain that isn't the 2 big L's.
Yeah, true.
Making the rest of the small ruins even more useless.
And it's going to be a great place to stand as well because of the fact that you can't deep strike within 9 horizontally. Doesn't matter what level you're on. So you're like creating massive anti-deep strike zones, which is great. Yeah. So again, good table, I think. Be interesting to see it in person, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like, I don't know about you, but anytime I go to a tournament, I look at the tables, and seeing the table in front of me, I can start to decode where I can put units. I can start to decode arc fire and things like that. I find it a little harder looking at maps like this.
Yeah.
The Alliance Open do a great terrain map where they not only put down the objectives themselves, but they show you the arcs of fire you get around terrain and stuff. And that gives you so much information, it's almost too much. Whereas this is sort of half of that, I guess. And it's nice to have it. And I think that this terrain pack, aside from the fact that I don't love the whole of the ruins keywords coming to play on the big stuff,
I just don't think it needs. I don't think it needs it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't think it needed obscuring on the big blocks when it's so massive.
They're enormous.
Yeah. Again, just a reminder for those at home, which ruin we're talking about. We're talking about this bad boy, which is this big. You know, it's 20 centimeters. So this base, it has obscuring, so you can't see from here to here if you're less than 18
a way
wounds.
to look at that is just imagine that whole thing was a magic box that size.
Yeah. 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters by 20. Humongous.
Big old box.
That's a big box. That's a big box.
However, that being said, the pack, aside from the dice controversy, which I'm not a humongous fan of, I think it's overall a good pack.
It's a good pack. The terrain, I think it'll probably be better to see it in person before we, lambast it. But I think overall it's quite good compared to what it was, especially compared to what it was.
Yeah.
It's quite good terrain pack.
I still think it's weird they haven't used the hills, but sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Get in my box. Brilliant. Okay, so that was a recording or a chat about the LGT terrain. So I'm going to catch up with the chat, see if there's anything crazy I've missed. But then we're going to build the Perfect Sisters army, which is all going to be chat based. So there's going to be no ignoring you. We don't ignore you around here. We don't do that. So that map could fit the hills at the back round 3.
Yeah, definitely could.
Yeah, it feels like empty space
Loads
there.
of room in that backfield.
Yeah, it looks like empty space.
But it is empty space. It's literally dead. You know, there's nothing there whatsoever. Like if you compare this event to something that uses the density of terrain at the WTC, there is a massive difference. Now, of course, one of the differences really is the WTC is an event that will cater to what is it, 8 teams of 8?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's 64 players, whereas this has to cater to what, like 300 tables worth of players, so 600 players.
Yeah. The thing is, the WTC have a singles event, which is quite big as well, though.
They do. You're right. But my point was that you are still looking at 5 times the amount of tables to get terrain for, which is no small investment. No. And in this as well, because the terrain is changing in line with every single mission that's being played, the players have to set that terrain up. So I imagine you're not going to end up with a team of judges on like a supermarket sweep style blitz through the hall.
Can you imagine?
Like firing the terrain around.
Just need like 900. You need like 900 people just to do that in that space of time. You need 3 people per table to be like bam, 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 bam. Yeah.
That's just crazy. Yeah. So that's likely to be the way it is that we have to do it, and that's fine. I don't mind that in the slightest bit.
Yeah.
As long as they take this pack and they provide measurements.
Mm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Don't want it's kind of about here. Well, hang on a minute, because it's about there. That army of Beyblades you've got that they told you in the pack not to bring can fit everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know if they will add measurements though, but we'll see. There's still time.
If they want the player to set it up, I think you need to. But this is also why, if you look at the rounds, they are 3 hours long rather than 2.5, which is kind of standard.
Yeah.
So you get that extra bit of time to get the terrain sorted and so on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Right then. That was good. I enjoyed that. That was a good chat.
Good.
I don't know what else to add. We'll just have to wait and see.
I think that's a good recap.
Yeah.
Over the pack, we've had a little bit of analysis on the tables themselves.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't mention that I do like about the pack is they started talking about a yellow card system in there. And tournaments generally have like a yellow card, red card. Yellow card is a warning. If you get 2 yellow cards, it becomes a red card, and you're normally told to get off somewhere else. This might be 3. I can't remember though. But if you got a yellow card at a previous event, it carries on. Carries over to this one, which I really like, because this will start to breed that just fair play, don't be a dickhead kind of environment. And because the LGT, like, we're not talking about the LGT, the London Grand Tournament, we're talking about LGT presents the Coventry GT, the Leicester GT, the Nottingham GT, all of these things. I wonder if the whole organisation is going to have that carrying over. So if you get a yellow card at the London Grand Tournament because you're a knobhead, then you go to the Coventry Grand Tournament and you go, well, look, you were a knobhead before, so you've got a yellow card to see yourself warned. I like that.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's something that the ITC really wants to do, but there's too many problems with GDPR, essentially. That's what it sounds like it comes down to. And like, just like, it can't be public, but then you've got to sort out who can access it, and then you're like storing data that isn't public, so it's private data now. A lot involved by the sounds of it. But it would. I think it's something that should be in the general tournament scene, but how that would work, I've got no idea.
Yeah,
but
I'd love it
carry
to
over.
have an organisation that everything is kind of under an umbrella for. That maybe you pay £1 to enter every year or whatever, just to help keep the bookkeeping going and get some dude to sit there doing data entry or whatever if it goes wrong. Now, I think that's fine to do. Like a global tournament organizer where all of that is there.
Yeah.
That for me would be like the best thing.
Again, I think it'd be really good. The problem is that again, if it's private, there's loads involved. If it's public, you get which ones. So there's no in between.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, there isn't. But if you sign up to it saying, look, if I've got various XYZ penalty points, I agree to that being disclosed. You kind of forewarned.
Yeah, maybe that should come in the next few years. I think it's something that should be looked into for sure. For sure.
Let's do it. Let's have the Hellstorm Hawk global tournament system where if you've been a dick, we shame you publicly. It gives us content.
Yeah, pretty much. I was talking about this on Twitch the other day, because as well as Jay streaming on Twitch, I also stream on Twitch every Wednesday. I was just saying that I think it's stupid that if you have a web store, you have to pay £40 a year to tell the government you're not going to leak addresses.
I know.
It's stupid, right? And there's nothing else in it. It's just like, here's 40 quid, I'm not going to do it, sorry.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't have to do anything. I could start on a notepad on my desktop, for example. I don't, but I could. And as long as I pay 40 quid, and I'm not going to leak it, that's it.
I don't get it. Why don't they make it like 10 times as expensive, but you only pay it if you've leaked it?
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Right?
More sense. Yeah. But then you do get sued if you do
less
leak
money.
it.
No.
Just daft. Right then. Anyway, chat. And let me put the cast theme tune on because I'm calling the chat's help. Chat, YouTube and Twitch.
Just give anyone with a yellow card an ear piercing with the card on. No data shared there. You were a dick. We're going to nail this through your head.
Pretty much. Chat, I'm
works.
calling on you. I'm calling on you. Right, okay, I've done something stupid. I couldn't help myself. I bought a Sisters of Battle army, right? Because I've got the Codex. somewhere. I opened it today. I opened the codex today. That's how much I've read it, right? And they're really cool.
Did you get a cheat code in the front?
It's in the back.
Oh.
Like all the codexes. Yeah. I haven't used it yet. I'm not going to show it off. I'm not going to show it off yet. But I have bought Sisters of Battle Army, and I need you, you, to tell me what is good and what is bad, right? I'm going to show you what I've bought. I've set up a super complicated but very easy to understand list building software myself. Built it myself. I've got some super cool list building software. I'm going to visualize what I bought. Wrong? And then you're going to tell me what I should put in a list and what I should buy. Okay.
Is this another, I gave my credit card to chat and this is what they bought?
Almost. Yeah, almost. I gave my credit card to chat to build me a Sisters Army.
Oh, damn, you had to take Sisters Army at the end.
Buy me an army, Grim. Right then.
You need some guard auxiliaries. That's what you need.
Pretty much.
Get some Morcadians.
Yeah. Okay, this is my visualization of the Sisters Army I now will own by the end of the week. So this is it. And it's organized. Look, it's characters, troops, and specials, and rhinos. You know? Okay. So this is what I will have physically.
To bin all those Repentia.
Yes. So this is what I will own physically. But I need to know what I could use out of this. And then I need to know what I need to buy. That's what we're going to do. So let's go through what I've got. That's not how you zoom in on Photoshop. That is how you zoom in.
How many points is that?
I have no idea. I don't know what anything's equipped with, so we're just going to have to make it up.
Kind of cheap.
Yeah.
Sisters. You know,
yeah.
They're not super expensive, but they're still kind of elite-ish stat lines, just not fully elites.
Mm-hmm. So, I have Celestine, I have 3 Canoness, I have Triumph of Big Cat, I've got Judy Aretha, or whatever her name is, I've got 2 Imagifiers, which are the banners, not the character banner, yeah. I've got a Priest. I've got 50-odd Battle Sisters, I've got 15 Dominions, I've got 10 Retributors, I've got 27 Repentia, 20 Arco-Flagellants, and 3 Rhinos. That's what I'm going to be, that's what I currently have. Well, kind of, technically. Okay. Oops. We need a new layer. We need a new layer, everyone. Background. There we go. So that's what I'm going to own. Now, this isn't the final... This isn't everything. But what we're going to do, gamers, is we've got this section here. This is what I need to get. This is what I need. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tari, thank you very much for gifting the sub. The Mappo mini painting. Thank you very much for gifting that sub once again. Excellent.
Thank
you very much. I appreciate it. Competitive max. We're talking about good lists. I ain't no narrative player. I ain't got time for that.
Doesn't matter if it's competitive. You're still gonna lose all 5 games.
Shut up. So we're gonna build a list. Okay. we're gonna click on. Oh, you want a rhino in your list? Boom. It's in my list. That's how we're gonna do it. Okay. We're gonna have 2 sections. We're gonna have. Let's get green. Green for money. 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 So we're gonna have a green section here. So down here. We're going to draw a $sign. Why have I got such a terrible paintbrush? Give me a real paintbrush. General brushes. The
Battles Lost Arms, let's just put buy yourself a Repentia cosplay for when you play the army.
Brilliant. Why not? 500 subs on Twitch and I'll do it. And I will do it because I stream on Twitch now.
Hang on.
I will do it.
You've made promises on Twitch before.
Yeah, but then I stopped streaming on Twitch. Don't count. This one I won't give up. Promise. Clip that, and hold it against me. 500 subs. We're like at 120. Okay, so this is the list. Oh dear, that was terrible. This is the list. We're being interactive gamers. You have to tell me what's good and what's bad.
You know there's a text function if you just press T, right?
Yeah, it's the paintbrush, yeah. Text.
No, that's B.
Text. Okay, so... Do I have anything good, or is it all terrible? What do you think, Jay? I don't think it's all terrible, but, you know, we're getting the chat going.
No, not the vast majority of that isn't terrible, in fact. The Triumph of Big Cat is actually meant to be really, really good. I've seen it in a couple of games, but unfortunately, none of the Sisters players that I've played against have ever fielded it, so I've never had it on telling against me in person. Celestine's always good. she's just
Yeah.
solid.
Let me grab my code.
Have they faction locked her now?
I'm not sure. Let me grab it.
The sub faction.
Because I put it away.
I've got mine. My book here as
behind
well.
all
So
day.
we'll double check.
You can't run.
Have you got an
non-dams.
idea for how you want to play the army? That's the first thing.
So my idea is I want to win games. But
Right. Okay. So
1
let me just
second.
Google Richard Segler, and we'll see what he's written.
But I would like to. I like the Nundams, the Paragon Warsuits. I think they're really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're very good.
Yeah.
I'd be honest, I'm considering ordering 9 with Morven Val. Morven Val seems like an
Morven Val
pick.
is legendarily powerful. She's
insane.
just epic.
She's insane. So shall we put her in my list?
Yes, 100%. But don't buy her. Try and win her in the last stream of my last stream of the month on my channel.
Look, I've tried doing that a lot, right?
You could win as long as you're a subscriber. You could win a mini of your choice paid by me. Morven Val's up for grabs.
Right then. Okay. Let's put Morven Val in. So she's going to go down here. So we buy her.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. More than
She's more than value, mate.
Val.
That's
how much she costs. More than Val. And we're buying that in there. Okay, so we need to buy her.
Yeah.
What else do we put in our list, chat? What else do we put in the list? Okay.
Well, you need to free up a load of elite slots. If you want Paragon Warsuits, you're going to want to spam them, frankly. Yeah. I mean, they come as kit with a heavy bolter and the Paragon Warblade.
Mm-hmm.
You're likely going to want at least one of those with a multi-melter, if not just all of them.
I think like all of
because
them with multi-melters.
They're amazing.
Especially with Miracle Dice, right? Everyone's saying Sacrosanct in the chat. Are they the new ironing board ladies? Celestian Sacrosancts.
Sacrosancts, yeah.
Only 1 damage though. The halberd. Strength 6 minus doing 1 damage.
But you can take them in units of 20, right?
No, 10.
Okay, so just regular system gets 20.
So everyone's saying Celestine and a Canoness, Dialogus, Dominus, Hospitalia, 20 Shield Nuns. How many points on Sacrosancts? Interesting. Glorious. It's a 14 points a model. They're quite cheap, to be fair.
Yeah, it is another elite slot though. And so if you're taking a battalion, you get 6.
We're going to be taking a battalion, I think.
I think you kind of wanted to fit everything into that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many good strats.
Yeah.
In this codex as well.
So
it's a very good all-round codex.
Let's have a look. I just saw something. So Valorous Heart, the warsuits can hit on 2s with maces. Yeah. And what's Adam said? A unit of 10 can give them the maces in Bloody Road. Oh, right, you're talking about the Sacrosancts. Yeah, because we've got 2+4+, because they've got Storm Shields. Why not both, gamers? Why not both? Okay. So can I fit that? Bearing in mind that like 9 warsuits and Morven Val is like 1,000 points.
Especially if you throw in multi-masters on everything.
Yeah.
But Paragon War Mace takes you to Strength 9 at -2, flat 3, which is just epic.
That's brilliant. Can they all take that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any number of models to have the Paragon Warblade replaced with a Paragon War Mace.
That sounds
Any number of models to have the Heavy Bolter replaced with either the Minosaurus Heavy Flamer, which is Strength 6. That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Or a multi-melter, which is just an amazing weapon. Don't forget as well, they currently are immune to damage 1.
We're not gonna plan as them being immune to damage 1.
I wouldn't, because that will definitely change.
Yeah. Both is good. Paragons are just bit pants for their cost. I've seen a lot of people saying that. That's the problem. Because they are quite expensive at 70
Why do you
points.
think they're pants for their cost? Okay, there's 70 points for a T5 4 wound, effectively potentially 8 wound if you're playing against a lot of damage to suit with a 2-up armor save.
Yeah, it's a 2-up armor save. It's good. Yeah.
You chuck that in cover and you're just laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
Oh no, vehicle. Sorry, they're not infantry.
No, the vehicle. Yeah.
They're mini dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
But the fact they reduce incoming damage by 1, and we're like 99% sure that will be to a minimum of 1.
Because I figured if you're gonna,
I think they're really solid.
If you take a unit of 3, they're gonna get picked on. You know. Every time.
2, I think, is fine because they're easy enough to hide. I think they're on 50 mil bases.
I think they're on 50s. Yeah. The problem with me is because they're not because they're vehicles, they can't traverse the battlefield.
Yeah, you can't go through walls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is where you might want to dip into your fat attack slots for the nuns with wings, Seraphim and Zephyrim.
Yeah.
The Seraphim got a bit of a nerf. The stratagem they used to use to drop in and fire Inferno pistols or Melter pistols, whatever they are, they now can't do. But the Zephyrim are actually reasonably tasty.
Look at them like a Marine Centurion, but can fight in combat and are cheaper per model and come with an invulnerable. Yeah, because they come with 6 up naturally, right? I mean, how often are you going to get hit by -4 unless you're playing in a mirror match?
Space Marines, Imperial Knights, AdMech.
What's -4 in Space Marines?
Or the Melter.
I guess so. What's spamming Melter?
The Eradicators.
Yeah, true.
Anyone with Eradicators. That's any Space Marine player.
Very true.
At least one unit, you know? And that's a perfect target for Eradicators to go against as well, because they've got 4 wounds, which
an average
say,
2d6
is 5.
Yeah.
If you get d6 plus 2, on average, you're going to hit 5. So just blat them out.
So what we're saying is I have 30 battle sisters basically from the things I've bought already. That's good.
But that is good. Like your regular battle sister, you can't look at and
Damn,
just go, it's just infantry. They are great.
Yeah. Yeah, the Nundams do have a -1
you
damage
said
as well.
Dan. Please tell me these aren't the metal ones.
No.
Okay,
The new plastic ones they bought. Then they got bored of.
Okay.
So what we're saying is I shouldn't buy 9 Nundams. I should look at the Celestian Sacrisants, the Ionian board ladies. How much are they to buy? Are they expensive?
I'm going to guess about 30 quid for the 10. But that's just straight up guess.
If it's 10, that's not too bad. If it's 5, which it definitely is, because I can see the picture, £35 for 5. They aren't sounding so exciting anymore.
Just think of all that ad revenue you're going to get for doing some modelling streams for those. You'll be fine.
We might have to. We might have to do something. We might have to do something if this is the way it's going to go. I would do 3 Nundams, screen with Doms in the midfield. There's a lot of conflicting chat. That's the problem. I thought.
So let me tell you why. It's lots of conflicting chat. Because sisters haven't won a major tournament since the book has come out and no one knows what the fuck to do. That's why.
Dominions with 4 Storm Bolts and the Blessed Bolt strat is almost confirmed. 6 mortal wounds for 80 points and 2 ninja. What's the strat called? Is it basic or is it faction locked? Because if it isn't, we'll just put 15 of them straight in. Because Doms are cool. Because they can move the rhinos still, you know? The Dominions get to move
they still have
game.
that.
And the rhinos can move 6 inches now.
Wasn't that rule from like a weird 40-year-old vehicle that they had before that could do it, and then they've just like given it to the unit instead?
Yeah, the Dominions have always been able to, but they used to just move 12. Blessed Bolts, it's 1 CP. Use your striving in the shooting phase and Adeptus to unit select to shoot. To the end of the phase, each time you shoot with an Artificer crafted Storm Bolter by a model in that unit, on an unmodified hit roll of a 6, that target suffers 2 more wounds and the attack sequence ends. Wowzer, that's really good. So, how many points of dominions again? 80.
For...
Well, 5. With the bolt storm bolts are 5 points. That's 25 points, and the 12 points a model. So, well, yeah, like 85 points. That's right. 60 plus 5 storm bolters.
Oh, bad.
Who can take the storm bolters? Let's check that. How many can you take?
Up to a bolt gun replaced with 1 weapon from the special weapons list, which will be storm bolter, flamer, melt gun, all that sort of.
Okay, they're really good. Right then. Okay, let's get those in the list.
The Dominion Superior can have 1 bolt pistol and 1 weapon from a ranged weapon list. Let's just double check that, because that might have... where would I even find that?
Let's build a list, everyone. Put 15 Dominions in. Now, do the Dominions need rhinos? I think they do.
I would say yes. Because, A, you want to get them close, because you want to get into rapid fire range, because unlike Marines, they don't have the...
bolt discipline.
Whatchamacallit? Bolt discipline, that's it. You need 2. You need 2 rhinos.
Oh, yeah.
It still leaves you room for characters to sit in as well. So,
oh, god damn it. Moving everything
here. I can't even find the ranged weapon list at the moment. I can't put my book on my desk because I've got things everywhere. So.
Right.
Let me...
You can live there because I've broken the layout.
Nice.
Hey, thank you very much for the super chat, right, Camry? Thanks for the 5.
Please use custom fields instead. For color, I advise against marble effect. It sucks balls to paint. Speaking from experience, purple robes are amazing though. The Emperor protects.
Thank you very much, right, Camry, for 5. Don't paint marble, it sucks. I love that. That's a great super chat. Thank you very much, dude. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the 5. Let's get some hype in the chat. Let's get some for that.
There's a great guide for how to paint marble on YouTube. Yeah, for the ranged weapons, they can get the condemn, the bolt gun, combi flamer, combi plasma, combi melter, or a bolt gun. So you can't get 5 storm bolts in the unit.
Okay, let's take 4. That's why they're 2 points then. Yeah. Bear in mind that Sacrosants have the new bodyguard rule, so can make your characters wholly untargetable and be -1 to wound for minus CP. I presume that's 1 CP. I like that.
I missed the first part of what you said there.
Essentially, the Sacrosants have bodyguard keyword, so you can protect your characters really well.
Oh yeah.
Super bodyguard.
Yeah.
If you don't want Rets in the Rhinos, do squads of 5, Repentia, and yeet them into screens and generate miracle dice, which are really hard to come by now. Yeah, Repentia is still good, right? Because it's still got Zealots, so they're still rerolling hits on the charge.
They're still good in the way that they're still a decent unit.
Mm-hmm.
They're not what they were.
Not what they
were. And thank God, because it was all you saw.
Yeah, just 27 of them everywhere.
Yeah.
So...
quick one. Do Dominions get caught? I assume they do.
I think they do, yeah.
Look.
I'll donate a box to you. I was going to super chat you, but then YouTube takes a cut since you've shouted my stream out so much. Thank you very much, Liam. Very kind of you. You don't have to do that. So, are the Dominions caught?
Yes, they are.
Cool. Hey, thanks for the sub. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. So, what I'm finding is because as you rightly said, Sisters haven't won an event yet, so no one knows what's good. But I feel like a lot of things are very good. Still.
That's the thing. It's a little bit like Marines when they first came out.
Yeah. So
nothing's really bad.
Yeah.
A couple of things that aren't amazing, but nothing's actually terrible.
Yeah. So what people are saying is don't buy 9 Paragon War suits though, because the money is better probably invested in the Celestian Sacrosants. I think that's where we're all in agreement there.
I think having a unit isn't a bad thing. Like, look at them in the same way that people look at Eradicators. Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't spam 3 units because that's overkill. You don't need that much melter. You killed everything by that point. But having a unit isn't a bad thing. They're easy enough to hide. They're useful.
And they are really cool. So maybe we go for 1 box of thingies, Paragons, And then maybe cry into 2 boxes of Celestian Sacrosanct. So I've got a unit of 10. Maybe that's where we go?
Yeah.
Right? What do you reckon, chat? 1 Paragon, 10 Celestian Sacrosancts, and then we build the rest of the list with what I already own. Because it's a lot, and I'm not looking at a lot of it.
Well, it's because you've got all the old stuff. That's why. And this is GW's model, right?
Oh,
and you can't be mad about that. It's just the way it is.
Oh, yeah.
Why not use some of the Retributors, though? Because I genuinely like Retributors.
Are they not... Did they get, like, super nerf? I'm not sure.
Oh, did they?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
They ignore cover. Which I always thought was
super
really good.
points.
I haven't even looked at the points, but I'm guessing they're kind of the same points as everybody else. And just a load of heavy bolters on them.
I think they're pretty good. Or even just multi-melters is normal, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe multi-melters aren't very good anymore.
I mean, multi-melters are still brilliant. But, the Armorium Cherub is good, and you can have, I think, 2.
Right.
Yeah, you do. You can't use them both at the same time.
Which is fair.
Yeah, I think it's meant the way it's kind of meant to work. So you don't get like, well, if multi-melter is 2 shots, you'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you get 10 multi-melter shots out of a unit instead of 12, which obviously isn't as good, but it's still good.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd ever want to take 2 if you can't use them both in the same turn. Just because
they'll probably die.
With a unit like this, you'll jump out, shoot, and then your opponent's entire army will go get them off the table now, and that'll be the end of you. But I also quite like the mortifiers as well. I think they're kind of cool.
Are the mortifiers the big robot things?
Yeah. No, I didn't mean them. I meant the other one. No, I did mean those. The penitent engines are the big ones.
Yeah, the mortifiers come in units of 2, right?
The smaller ones.
Yeah,
1 to 4. Yeah, I like these. I used these at the last Hellstorm RTT I went to. They have heavy bolters on their arms, just as standard.
Cool.
So, all right, that's nice. Okay. They've got flamers. They've got penitent buzzblades, which are strength 8, -4, damage 2.
They seem really good.
I think they're good. And they have, let's see, each they're 2 heavy bolters. They've got heavy bolter each arm. That's right.
Right.
Heavy bolter each arm. And you can replace that with either a heavy bolter and a flamer or 2 flamers. So the flamers insisted to strength 6, but I'd rather take the heavy bolters. So you get 2 heavy bolters, and then you've got your 2 buzz blades. You can change 1 buzz blade for 1 penitent flail, which gives you kind of a sweep attack. You become strength 5 -2, damage 1, but you make 8 attacks instead of 4.
That's good.
The big buzz blades, the power saws, I think are awesome.
Yeah.
Also, they've got the old rule that Walker and stuff got on a 4+. So if you die, but in melee before you've been selected to fight, you roll dice on a 4-up. It kind of gets up and has a hit, and then it goes away.
Okay.
If you get both penitent buzzblades, if you choose to just go for the big hits rather than sort of hedge your bets on taking the flails as well, you get an extra attack, which isn't bad. 5 attacks is pretty nails.
Good.
But you also get a 5-up Feel No Pain on a model that's got 5 wounds and T5 and 4-up save. The 4-up save isn't good, so the 5-up helps to sort of buff that a little bit.
They just sound like Paragons, but better. They're in the same battlefield role.
No, these are heavy support.
Are they?
Paragons are elite.
Interesting.
They're kind of a similar thing. If I ever played a Sisters Army, it would just be full of the little dreadnought things like this. Because I think they look sweet and it's just a fun looking list. But I do actually like them. Oh, here we go. One of them can be equipped with an anchorite sarcophagus, which is like the fully enclosed Iron Maiden thing. Give it a 3-up invulnerable save.
Just a 3-up? How many points is that?
Just a 3-up. I don't know.
Oh my god.
You're a fluffy player, Mike. You don't care about points. It's power level 3.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Right. Let me ask, what are we equipping the Celestian Sacrisants with? Are we giving them Hallowed Mace? That's the 2 damage one.
Is that a minus to hit?
I think it might be.
Because you need to play...
No, it's not. We want the Spear of the Faithful. Who I believe only the Sergeant can take. Yeah. The Superior takes the Spear of the Faithful, which is strength 6, -3 and 2 damage, and then everyone else takes a Hallowed Mace, which is +2 strength, so strength 5, -1 and 2 damage.
What battlefield are all of them? I've lost them in the bloody code.
They're elites.
That's what I thought.
Do you want a big fat 10 of them? Because the Anointed Halberds, strength 6, -3, but only 1 damage, which lets me down a little bit. Halberds all day.
Strength 6 -3, 1 damage. Strength 6 isn't that much of a break point. Hallowed Mace, I think, is probably the one I'd go for.
Yeah, it's from 5, -1 and 2 damage. I suppose you're looking at the minus for Anointed Halberds. And they look cool.
You are, but you're more likely to wound with the Halberd being strength 8. That's right, strength 6 against only toughness 5 units or toughness 3 units.
What order should I run them in, chat? Because everyone's saying, what order are you running at? I'm like, well, I'm asking you. We're building it together. It's not my list. It's our list. We're doing this together as a family.
The Spirit of the Faithful is really good, though. I like that a lot.
Yeah, take that one of them every day. Yeah, all about the Spirit of the Faithful. Got one of them. Just wondering what everyone else takes as well. Order of the Bloody Rose. You get +1 attack on the turn you charged. So it gives them the Space Marine thing, Shock Assault. And they get +1 AP on the charge. That's decent for Bloody Rose.
Yeah, I mean you're hoping to mullet everything you sort of touch at that point, though.
Yeah, because then you've got 3 attacks each at -2 AP.
That's where I take the mace. Like that for me just sells the mace even more.
But as people have said, if you play in combat, then you take the maces and take Bloody Rose. But is there a better, more rounded one that I should look at? Because I'm not building 30 Celestian Sacrisants. I'm building 10.
I think going into 30 of those would be a mistake anyway.
Yeah. So I'm wondering what
what happens if 30 of those charge a knight?
Yeah, not a lot.
Sure, I lose a knight, and then they all die because they're out in the middle of nowhere.
The Bloody Shroud. What's the Bloody Shroud? What's that do? Agent Shroud. Each time it makes an all move, it counts as remaining stationary. That's good. Each time a unit lets shoot or fight, you can reroll a hit or a wound. Not too bad.
I do like that. I really like the reliability you get out of things like that.
It's consistent, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, that's right. It helps take away some of that random sting. Plus, of course, you've got your Miracle Dice that help that as well. Makes the entire army just feel a little bit more reliable.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, we're not really decided on an order yet, but we'll write a cool list and find the order that fits it.
I mean, Valorous Heart is probably the better all-rounder one. Because you reduce AP of -1 and -2 by 1. And most like regular people's ranged firepower and melee attack, it fits between AP 0 and AP -2.
Yeah, and it gives you 5+ against mortal wounds.
Yeah, and it's only mortal wounds.
Still good though.
But it's still nice. But I think that's one of the better all-rounder ones. If you don't know what you're doing, so maybe your first few games you play it with that just to get a bit of a feel for the army. Before you start getting to the point where you know it well enough to be able to make some like definite choices with what you're doing, that you can then go down one of the other routes.
Yeah. So maybe I need to look at mixing, having multiple factions.
Yeah, that's a tough one though, because as soon as you do, you have to have 2 paint schemes.
Yeah.
Because not doing it that way is a dick move for a start. Even if a tournament doesn't require you to do it, and a lot of tournaments, maybe even yours, actually require you to do it.
Yeah.
So.
And I like to be someone who can't remember the word for it, but does that thing where if you say something, you do it. Not the other way around.
Conviction.
Yeah, that's a good word. Hey, look. Look who it is. It's your thingy company. You can go there and make it bigger. Can you see?
Which one you?
There it is.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That's the Saints and Sinners Club right there in print.
Never forget.
I wonder if Ninja Jimmy's kicked off and tried to sue Games Workshop. They've got better lawyers than you, pal.
Probably there.
It's a good job it's just some clip art, right?
Well, yeah. What about running big blobs of Battle Sisters? I do have lots of big blobs of Battle Sisters. I've got 50 to play with, you know?
So I think I'd never play this because I really don't want to paint that many of them. I don't even really want a Sisters army, but I still don't want to do this. I think that running Horde Nuns is actually a cool way to play.
Yeah.
Like 5 units of 20. It's just mad. You're going to run out of miracle dice because you get dice, and I might be wrong here, so please feel free to correct me. When you kill a unit dies, or it might just be a character dies, and at the start of your turn, and then you've got a few other ways to do it, like get an extra one at the start of the game and the battle round and all that sort of guff, right? But 20 of those, it's a hard target to get through, right?
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you've got some good strats for them. You can make them very, very durable. I've forgotten the name of it, but there's one that's basically transhuman physiology.
Yeah, a lot of people mentioning that.
Most armies have got a transhuman style strat.
Yeah. JD is saying Retributors with heavy flamers with cherubs, 36 auto hitting, strength 6, -1 AP, +1 to wound for 3 CP. 3 CP is quite a lot though. For a unit that's essentially going to die straight away because it's within 12 inches of something.
Okay. Characters die when you kill something. That's when you get miracle dice. Alright, sweet.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about your big blobs of 20 dying just to give you miracle dice. That was the thing I was hoping was the case. So...
Yeah, exactly. So, I was just doing the points. It doesn't matter for what weapons we give them now, because they're all the same points on the Celestia's Sacrosanct. Right,
okay.
But we just need the Paragon Warsuits and Morven Val. But we are at nearly 1,000 points for what we've got on screen.
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely need another character, if not 2.
I actually do.
And I think that adding Celestine in and then a regular Canoness wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe if by the time you've got Celestine in, you're starting to run out of points, you just go with a regular Canoness because they're actually pretty nails.
Yeah, because we've got really this is 1,050 so far. You got a Dog Martyr. What's a dog? So Dog Martyr's the chaplain, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I just actually opened it. So they can do war hymns, and also if it's core, you can give out objectives secured. Or double
Does that have
secured.
The usual like double up?
Yeah, or double.
Thing.
Yeah, that's really good. What are the orders? Let's have a look. It goes on 3+ on page 73. Is this an enjoyable stream, by the way, everyone? I'm having a great time. We can give +1 attack. We can give out D3 or 3 more wounds if it's chaos.
Yeah. The other thing you need to add to this list so far, which we currently don't have, but obviously you need, is 3 sister squads. And obviously you can choose between 5 and 10 man, or even 20 man, whatever. But that's going to eat into your points quite significantly as well.
Yeah, so 10 sisters are 120 points. Yeah. Should we have 3 to 10?
I would. For me, because they only have one wound, I'd rather have 10. You're not losing out to blast too much for that. You know, you're not 11 plus.
No.
They're still easy enough to hide. They're not massive bases and so on. So yeah, I would probably throw in 30 Sisters because they're also good units. I'd make sure you get that the Holy Trinity thing going on. You've got a bolter, a flamer, and a melter, just to try and make the units a little bit more multifunctional and take advantage of that stratagem. But you're aiming for currently a more all-rounders army. The one thing I say that you've got that I'm not super confident about, the Sacrosancts, one of the big sort of reasons of having those was they're a character blocker. You know, you can't shoot a character while they're about. You're going to have 3 characters, none of which will have over 9 wounds. So I wouldn't use that as consideration for putting these in the army.
No, I don't think that's that good. But they do seem just pretty nails. Like, they seem like a pretty good combat unit.
Yeah, they do. I think definitely with the maces that they're a threat. So how many points is it once you've thrown on 360 points of Sisters?
So the chat, I was just reading the chat. People say 5 girls unite units with multi-melter, that's it. Also 10 Sisters Sergeant Shrine with heavy weapon or 2.
If you did that and took the one that gives you the reroll,
the free reroll,
then like that's solid. That's nasty, and I might even double down on that and take 6 5-man units and multi-gun in each, multi-melter in each.
Yeah. So which order is that one again? With the free reroll every turn, hitting a wound.
Can't remember. You did mention a name for it, but unless I read it in my head.
Argent Shroud.
Trying to read it on the fly.
Yeah, it's Argent Shroud.
There you go.
So you think I should go 5-man with multi-melter? We can do that. Let's do it.
It's playing into that MSU style, isn't it?
20 points of multi-melter. That's why Retribute's got nerfed.
Also, if you do a move or advance, your character remains stationary, so it gets you into those positions where you're hidden in the first round.
Advance.
You know, you move out and then bam. Yeah.
Advance with multi-melters.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it gives you a 9-inch move over a 6 move. You know,
yeah,
most of the time.
We'll give them a cherub because we like that. Once per battle at the start of the ending phase, you can roll 2d6 and discard one of them. The value of the remaining dice is the cherub dice. Until the end of the phase, this unit can perform 1 act of faith using that cherub dice as if it was a miracle dice.
What's that?
That's the cherub now. Basically gives you 3 miracle dice for 5 points.
Okay, you can also discard the cherub if you're a retributor. Oh, they have different cherubs.
Different cherubs. Incenser cherub. 5 points to get a 3 miracle dice. I think that's pretty boss.
5 points for a miracle dice, surely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, thanks for the sub. So stick them on. We'll take 3 units of them, 3 Battle Sisters. Bam.
Do you need the simulacrum?
What's a simulacrum?
So normally you can only do an act of faith once per phase. The Simulacrum Imperialis allows the bearer's unit to perform an act of faith, even if another unit has already performed an act of faith. I mean, what acts of faith are you likely to be doing?
Well, the acts of faith are using a miracle dice, aren't they? Or am I completely wrong there?
Were there more things than that?
Gaining miracle dice. Can perform 1 act of faith. If you do so, you will use miracle dice. Yeah, okay. So an act of faith is using miracle dice. So that's 4 points to one of those.
Certainly if you're taking the cherub to give you
extra miracle dice. Yeah,
extra miracle dice. Yeah.
So 9 points basically to get a free miracle dice if you want it. If you don't want the relic strats or the mortal wound 5+, then you might better look with Minoris Order. You can pick 2 tactics, one of which being the same reroll thing. Oh, interesting.
So you can. You wouldn't get the normal move or advance characters remain stationary.
Yeah, but can you choose something else instead? Is there something better?
Well, better is situational, obviously, but you know.
We'll roll with Argent Shroud for now. Argent Shroud. And then we'll decide afterwards. So let's get some sisters in our list. With 3 sisters of battle units at 5 man, or 5 lady, should I say, with a cherub, and the other thing, the miracle dice thingy, 4 points extra. That's 288 points. We're at 1338 so far.
Okay. There is one of these that I quite liked, and I'm trying to work out if it's part of a like big order or it's just the little orders. Order of our Martyred Lady. Each time an attack is made by a model with this conviction, if this unit is below its starting strength, add 1 to that attack's hit roll.
Wow.
And that's also the one.
Very good.
That I was thinking, like, if you take units of 20 sisters, you've got ballistic skill, weapon skill, 2 sisters.
Yeah.
Because as soon as one dies, you're like, right, YOLO!
Cheers, lads. Bye. Bye. That...
What?
Right, that's 6, but it'll do.
Nice.
5 with Mullimar plus baby. Battle.
Brilliant.
Squad.
Just so you're aware, by the way, it's 5 to 8, so I have to get going soon.
Yeah, no worries. I think that's about. I think we're probably about done there anyway. I think we got most of the list. I mean, what Celestine do you reckon?
I think Celestine's still tough. I think she's still good. I think she took a points hike. So I remember her points at one point being like 160 and her being criminally undercosted at that, frankly. Yeah. But let's see. Celestine now is 200, including the Gemini Superior. So not bad at all.
That puts us at 1,500 points.
For those 200 points, you get... Damn it, she's not the biggest name character now, so she's not at the front of the bloody book anymore. Here we go. You get Celestine, who has 6 wounds, 6 attacks, hits on 2, strength toughness 3, 2 up armor save, and 2 Gemini that have 2 wounds apiece. They're Primaris Gemini, clearly. You get the Heavy Flamer for a strength 6 on a shooting, same as you used to with the blade. In melee, she becomes strength 7 minus 4, damage 2, which isn't terrible. However, if you roll a 6 to hit, the target suffers 2 mortal wounds and the attack sequence ends.
That's good.
So 6 is to hit, it's just bam, 2 mortal wounds. Get wrecked.
Yeah.
Obviously, to talk the thing about whether the Gemini dying, they've all got a 4 invulnerable save. When an attack is allocated to Celestine, you subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of the attack. So you've got Death Guard Celestine over here. She gets up on a 2+. I don't know if you can use Miracle Dice to ensure that happens. I doubt it.
Probably not. It specifies what you can use
when you
them
get.
for.
Say again?
It specifies what you can use them for. It's not any dice roll.
So probably not then.
No.
Any Imperium infantry, so not just sisters, but any Imperium infantry within 6 inches of her get a 6 up invulnerable save. You get Deep Strike, you get Heroic Intervention for 6 inches horizontally and 5 inches vertically. So that's great.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying they wouldn't run Celestine and More Than Baal together.
I probably wouldn't, because it's too many points, right?
Yeah, because that's like that's 500 points in 2 models. Well, 4 models. 2 models that do something.
So I think you choose, and I think the More Than Val's probably
better.
The one I'd go with.
Yeah, and she's cool.
Because she's new.
Yeah. So we could take like a Canoness instead. Because they're cheap.
A regular Canoness is not to be sniffed at either. You can outfit them pretty well, and I'd maybe take a Palatine, which is the lieutenant version.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think, chat? Celestine, Canoness and a Palatine instead. Cannon's only 50 points. The Palatine's only 45. That's just under 1,500 points if I put a Palatine in there. Palatine. And then we're probably going to have to leave it at 1,500 points, I think. And we can continue.
It's not a bad start.
We could probably continue this on the Wednesday. If gamers want to tune in and hang out and do that. Oh dear. Oh dear. She's behind everybody. There we go. Because I don't have a Palatine. I might be able to make one, but I don't have one. I don't have one specifically. Interesting.
You can probably make one.
Yeah, interesting. I think we've got a cool list there. So 15. Yeah. Oh, let's have a proper look. We've got a Cannon S just chilling, absolute G unit. We've got 15 Battle Sisters with like multi melters running around, being absolutely horrible. What we got? We got Argent Shroud. That's what we're looking at. We got 15 Dominions. Maybe 15 Dominions is too much. Maybe 10 Dominions, because we're relying on a stratagem, and they've only got Stormbolters otherwise.
That's it, isn't it? You are relying on a stratagem, and the rest of it is just a Stormbolter.
Yeah. Good screen clearers, though, if they're not using the strat. Hey, Callister, thank you very much for the Prime. Really appreciate it. Very kind of you. Thank you very much for that. Absolute ledge.
I think you might want more Rhinos, to be honest.
Yeah, I think maybe if we drop a Dominion, take another Rhino. Because then... so if we drop the Dominion, that's 80 points saved. And then we take another Rhino, which is 80 points. So the points are the same. Ta-da! Bing, bing. Bam. Because then we got something to put these. We could put one of these in there. Sash Crescents in there. These in there, and we got 5 just to chill. You know. So I mean that's a cool list. I mean it's a cool list. So again, it is currently 1433. I feel like that's quite a lot. You know.
Yeah, it's got a decent footprint. The only downside to what we're looking at here is you're going to be spending 100 quid on 13 models.
Yeah.
That is an issue. More than Val and a Palatine.
Yeah. And everyone's saying, like, get a Dogmata as well. That's another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but don't forget, you know, we don't play GW events, so just 3D print them. Hooray! Don't do that. I'm not going to 3D print them.
Don't 3D print stuff, please.
So yeah, so I don't know how much I'll buy straight away. I probably will get Val straight away. Maybe the Sacrosancts. They just seem like super. That's like 70 quid for 10 sister models, which is a lot. Retributors will still be good for sure. Yeah, Retributors could be looked at. But that is it. So Jay, do you have to go now?
I have a lesson later on, so I've got to call it a night. Thanks for having me on the show, as always, dude. I'm sure I will see you next week, because there's no Age of Sigmar shit coming out.
No, there isn't.
Hopefully we'll have some better 40k news than Terrain is good.
Terrain is good. That's about it.
Buy some special dice that are COVID-free.
Yes, COVID-free dice. They're actually just bottles of hand sanitizer with numbers written on them. You just roll them across the battlefield. Hey, Antonio, thank you very much for the sub. Really appreciate it. 3 months in a row. Absolute legend. But now, don't forget to check out Jay's channel, !Mohawk, to find out how. Absolute ledge. And yeah, I will see you again Monday.
You will, mate. Take care.
Thanks, buddy. If you want to check out Jay's stream, then make sure you tune into his stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays at 9 p.m. And then Saturdays at 11, I think, or 2. Saturdays early. So yeah, so thank you very much to Jay, and thank you very much to you guys for telling me what I need to buy. Shall we look at some memes? Have you posted some memes on Discord today? I hope you have. We do have memes. So what we're going to do, go through Discord, so !Discord to join, and have a look there. We'll look through the memes that we've got today, and then we will go through what you guys have been working on in the Stream Models Whip Sharing channel. Also, Venturous, drop me a message, bud. Let's have a look. We have the Welcome to the OG 40k show. It wasn't always OG, but when it was excellent. Oh, there you go. So, great meme, great meme. Also got the coffee time mug in there. Hellstormwargaming.co.uk/shop to grab your coffee time mug. There's still some on the shelf, so don't miss out. The best coffee mug you can buy. Hey, Adam, thank you very much for the 2. Great stream, always up for a sister chat. Really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much for the super chat. Very kind of you. Very, very kind. Pappy needs ad revenue. I presume this is to say people are angry. But I'm laughing. But then more than Val and a Thunderhawk. Okay. I think I get this meme. I think it makes sense. Excellent work. And then we have this one. Mikey, aka Sister Perfect. That is me, to be fair. I am holding a codex. I just don't understand why you're just cramming. Why is everything on it? There's Dominion on there. There's what's her face? Lilith on there. What's she doing there? Mikey, can I change the light bulb? Just have you learned how to use Photoshop filters? Oh, brilliant. If you see me doing this, mind your business. Warhammer is expensive. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Warhammer is very expensive. Right, okay. Someone explain this meme to me. Kahat I can. Jag hat I can. Jagatai Khan. Right, okay. Jag hat I can. But what's the first one? Boat, dress, ballerina. Boat, ballerina. Now get ready for Jagatai Khan. It's a Primark. What Primark is it? Oh, what type of boat is it? Rowboat. Rowboat girlyman. Ah, god damn it. Hi, brother. I'd get killed off of this planet. I'd kill to get off this planet. Right, okay. Welcome to... What's this? Are they sisters? I was like Aeronautica crap as well. Thank you, everyone, for reminding me how stupid I am. The comment section on this video has been pretty mental, to be honest. But what do you think of that thumbnail? I was pretty chuffed with that. Look at that face. Oh dear. The comment section did get a bit weird. Did get a bit weird. We shall help you build a sisters army. Thanks, chat. It'll be competitive, right? It'll be competitive, right? Oh dear. We are DZTV. We have the 40k show. I've been running for over a year. Sorry, Mikey, won't happen again. I mean, has he changed it? Good thumbnail, but can you walk around with a gun? I can't even want freedom. Was I worthy adversary? No, but you put on a hell of a shit. Oh, these are brilliant. Well done. Well done. Peak. 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 Liam. Look, this is you. Liam. This is you, Liam. Liam. Don't forget. Don't forget. Never forget. Never forget. It was Liam all along. I don't know where that's gone. Has it gone there? Yes. Liam. 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 See? We know that's me. And then it says Liam there. This is you, Liam, bowing to me, Liam. This is how it should be. This is how the world works. This is how Mafia works. You know? This is how the Mafia works. And it works by you giving me a crown. Mikey, oh Mikey. Exactly! Copyright that. Don't copyright. Photoshop that. Save it. We've saved it. There we go. Oh, I don't know what I did there. Look, it's there. Right there. Got it. It's too small. It's too small. This image is tiny. There we go. Mikey, you are my king. Oh, brilliant. Oh, excellent memes, though. Brilliant, brilliant. Great job all around. Round of applause. Round of applause. Well done. Stream models whip sharing. Let's go. These lads are almost ready for weathering. Hell yeah. Look at those. Clean AF. Clean AF. Love it. Love it. Looking cool, man. Love it. On the sides as well. Why is this one different colour? Just fancied it? They're all slightly different colour. Is that on purpose? Very cool. Very cool. Second born. Ooh, baby. That's nice. That's pretty, that. I love this model. Very cool. My music's just stopped. Don't do that. Play. That's very cool miniature. We've got a whole army to boot as well. I need to decide a Stormcast theme. This is why I'm fed up of painting Warhammer. Because I'm just like, I've got like 5 armies to paint. The green flash looks like that chip shop curry cheese. Curry cheese, man. Never forget. Whip Black Legion bad guys for an upcoming Crusade / narrative game. Nice. I like the conversion on this guy. That's cool. I like the leg up. Difficult to switch up with it. Nice, dude. Nice. Nice conversion on this guy as well. I like the spear thing. It's a great possessed, right? Nice work. Painting Corn Demon's suit with my World Eaters Knights. Nice. Big Jugger boys. Jugger boys. I like the bloodletter coming out of the knight. That's cool. Nice. Very cool. I like the blood effects. Really good. The white's clean. The blue's good. I like the bases are nice as well. Very cool, Heretic. Jake Simmons, we're getting some Necromunda terrain from a friendly local game shop this week. Feeling like I'm being watched, though. You are. You are being watched. Excellent, dude. That's cool. This Necromunda terrain is pretty decent. It's more functional than the 4K stuff. Nice, buddy. I really felt I love with the sisters and the new codex. I'm moving back onto my Eldar for the time being. Hope you guys can change my mind on that. So here are the bites on my converged shiny spears. Nice, dude. Love this colour scheme. Love this colour scheme. It's very cool. Looks great. Looks really good. I like the red. The red is just like so deep. So cool. You didn't see yourself lurking. Where am I? What do you mean lurking? Oh, right. Okay. I'm there. There I am. Brilliant. Go to the shop and get a coffee time mug. Built on boob. Looking on Torx Prime. Nice, dude. Got the hot shot volleys on. Got the Gatling cannons. Praetorian Trading Company. Oh, you got the Rogue Trader. Look at that. These are cool conversions. These are Necromunda models, right? Don't get to leak the videos. That's Undead said. Yeah, these are cool. These are cool conversions. These, dude. Like them. Like them a lot. And Necro, Mr. Marley. How's it going, Mr. Marley? Look at this high tide, the Swarm Lord. That base is excellent. Mate, your paintings come on so much. You should be really proud of this. It's very cool. Very, very cool. Looks great, dude. I really love this scheme. Really, really cool. Yay! How's it going, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. And great work on the Swarm Lord. But yeah, gamers, that is about it, I think. I think that's everything. Yeah. Well, no, Disco was popping today. Sorry, I've been a bit quiet. I've been editing today. So we've got a video coming out tomorrow, hopefully. We've got to finish it. It's coming on really well. The AOS battle report, the real one, the 2,000 points. Ossiarch, Bone Reapers versus Iron Jaws between Toby and his brother is going to be, hopefully, all being well, coming out tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow. Wednesday, we've got to chat about the terrain from the Warhammer Open. If you missed the chat from that on Wednesday evening, because I do stream every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. now. We do the second show just on twitch.tv/Hellstormwargaming. We'll be live there as well this Wednesday. We're going to finish High Gun this week. I'm going to finish those last bosses because they really annoyed me last week and I really wanted to watch Loki and then it was too late. So we'll be doing that Wednesday evening. So make sure you go and follow me on Twitch if you haven't followed me already. And then this weekend, we did have something planned, but we're just going to have to, we might have to put it on pin in it, but we'll see. So I'm not going to say anything about the weekend. Something will be happening at the weekend instead, hopefully. It might be Painted Sisters Army at this point. But I want to thank you all for tuning in today. And thank you for all the subs. It's been really good. I hope you've all... It feels like you've all enjoyed the stream today. And I think even though we didn't have super loads of topics today, it's been good. It's been good. It's been good. My chat hasn't called. There we go. It's called now. But yeah, so I want to thank you all for the super chats. We've had a super chat from Adam. We've had a super chat from Rycanry. I want to say thank you for all the subs. We've had resubscribes from Antonio. We've had loads of primes, loads of primes. We've had loads of gifted from Tare, like absolute legend. We obviously had the raid from Nikki Coles. Make sure you go here and follow as well. And thank you very much. Thank you very much to Rycanry. Just subscribe to Prime as well. Hype for Sisters of Battle, yeah. So we've got some Sisters of Battle on the channel finally. So, and stick it around as well because they're mine. Are you shaving your legs for the weekend? I mean, we'll see. We're at 119 subscribers, not 500. So we're a little bit away. But, you know, you never know. You never know. But that is it for today. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, the stream will be ending shortly. If you're watching on Twitch, we are going to raid someone. Who shall we raid? The studio's online. We always raid Studio because he's always online at this time. Obviously, Liam's show is going to be live at 9:30 if you want to watch that. I'll probably be lurking at the time. Who shall I raid? Who shall I raid? Who shall I raid? Epic Ducks building something. That's it, been it. That's been the day. That's been the day. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. Hey, Friday night chat with Team Battle Brothers. Why not? Team Battle Brothers are good. So we'll rate Team Battle Brothers. We're going to say hello to them. So if you don't know them already, go and say hello. There's Sean Naden. It's Brad Chester from the US scene. Looks like they're painting Gulliman. Yeah, looks like they're painting Gulliman at the minute. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, I'll be live on Wednesday. There's loads of videos going out this week, so make sure you subscribe. You can always unsubscribe if you don't like it later. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Check out this show. Check out Liam's show later. And hopefully, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye now.